On 13th April, Siachen Day was celebrated. This day reminds us of Operation Meghdoot. The Indian Army launched Operation Meghdoot to take control of Siachen. Telangana takes a big step, implements the Scheduled Caste Rationalization of Reservation Act in the state. Now, backward classes will get new reservation in education and employment. On 14th April, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's birth anniversary was celebrated. The President and many leaders paid tribute. Dr. Ambedkar is remembered as the father of the Constitution. Scientists have discovered a new species of frog, Leptobrachium aryathium is the new name. This species was found in Assam. The European Space Agency made a major announcement. It may soon launch the biomass mission. This mission will monitor changes in the Earth's biomass. Recently, on 14th April 2025, the birth anniversary of India's great social reformer and jurist Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was celebrated. On this occasion, President Draupadi Murmu paid tribute to Dr. Ambedkar's statue located in the Parliament House. Dr. Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 in Mao, Madhya Pradesh. It is worth mentioning that Dr. Ambedkar is known as the father of the Indian Constitution. He chaired the drafting committee of the Constitution and played a crucial role in incorporating the principles of equality, freedom and fraternity into the Constitution. His contribution was not only for the Dalits but for all those classes who were victims of casteism and inequality. Dr. Ambedkar opposed casteism and the conservatism of Hinduism throughout his life. In 1956, he renounced Hinduism and embraced Buddhism. The Mahat Satyagraha led by Dr. Ambedkar took place on 20th March 1927. This Satyagraha occurred at Mahat in Raigad district of Maharashtra. The Satyagraha gave the untouchables the right to drink water from public wells. This step was a significant turning point for social equality in Indian society. His major works include Annihilation of Caste, Buddha and his Dhamma, and What Congress and Gandhi Have Done to the Untouchables. He also played a significant role in improving the Indian economy, such as his contribution to the establishment of the Reserve Bank of India. Dr. Ambedkar's life is a symbol that social change is possible through education, struggle, and organization. Even today, his thoughts remain a source of inspiration for Indian society. Recently, the state of Telangana implemented the Scheduled Caste Rationalization of Reservation Act 2025. With this, Telangana became the first state in the country to implement categorization within the scheduled caste. Under this act, the scheduled caste have been divided into three groups to ensure that the most backward sections receive adequate opportunities in education and employment. Telangana took this step following the historic Supreme Court decision on 1st August 2024. In this decision, the Supreme Court stated that categorizing the scheduled caste and tribes and providing separate reservations for the most deprived sections within them is constitutionally valid. It is worth mentioning that Telangana state has made this classification based on data related to social, economic, educational and political status. The most backward 15 subcastes have been placed in Group 1, which will receive 1% reservation. However, these subcastes make up only 0.5% of the total population. Group 2 includes 18 subcastes which will now receive 9% reservation, and these subcastes previously received limited benefits. Group 3 consists of 26 subcastes which were in a relatively better position and have been given 5% reservation. For information, this new reservation rule will apply to Telangana's new government jobs. However, it will not affect the ongoing recruitments. The state government has announced that after the 2026 census, if necessary, the reservation can be increased. This step is an important initiative to strengthen social justice and bring the deprived sections into the mainstream. Recently, sea lions living near the coast of California have become aggressive. Typically, sea lions are friendly in behavior. Scientists say that this change in sea lion behavior is due to an algal bloom. The neurotoxin produced by the algal bloom is altering their nervous system. Domic acid, a neurotoxin produced by the diatom Pseudonychia, is causing changes in the brain functions of sea lions. This neurotoxin is secreted by diatom algae. It is noteworthy that domic acid enters the food chain, damages marine life, and poses a deadly risk to humans through contaminated seafood. It should be noted that a sudden increase in algae in aquatic sources is called algal bloom. Sea lions belong to a group of marine mammals known as the pinniped group. Seals and walruses are also included in the sea lion category. These creatures are found in large groups and are known for their loud, sharp calls. They mostly live in the sea, but some ashore to rest, mate, and give birth. Most of these creatures are found in the Pacific Ocean. Recently, a new species of frog has been discovered. Its scientific name is Leptobrachium areatium. It has been named after a college in Assam. This species was recorded from the Garbhanga Reserve Forest. The discovery of this frog species is described in the Zootaxa journal. This frog has sharp orange and black eyes and a unique net-like pattern on his throat. It is worth mentioning that the Leptobrachium genus includes a group of stout frogs that have broad heads, relatively small hind limbs, and distinctive eye colors. Currently, this genus includes 38 species. This species is widely distributed from southern China and India to the Sunda Shelf and the islands of the Philippines. The Garbhanga Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the southwestern part of Guwahati city near the border of Meghalaya state. The total area of Garbhanga Wildlife Sanctuary is 117 square kilometers and it is situated between the Garbhanga and Rani Hills. This wildlife sanctuary is home to 139 species of trees, 122 species of herbs and shrubs, 52 species of climbing plants, 11 species of orchids, and 5 species of bamboo and rattan. The European Space Agency has recently announced that it will soon launch its biomass mission. This mission will be launched on 29 April 2025 using the Vega C rocket from the Kourou spaceport. The satellite will be placed in a sun-synchronous orbit. This will be ESA's 7th Earth Explorer satellite mission. Under the Earth Explorer program, ESA has launched several satellites to understand various aspects of the planet. It is noteworthy that the biomass satellite will be equipped with a 12-meter wide large antenna which will use P-band synthetic aperture radar. Through this technology, the satellite will monitor changes in biomass over time. The goal is to create a global map of the world's forests. This mission will provide the first detailed measurement of forest biomass at a global scale. It will also offer insights into the changes occurring in forests and their role in the carbon cycle. As we know, forests are a crucial part of the carbon cycle as they store large amounts of carbon. It is estimated that they absorb approximately 16 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide per year and act as a carbon sink, storing 861 gigatons of carbon currently. Recently, scientists have developed a new method for examining a rare form of colorectal cancer. This rare type is associated with signet ring cell carcinoma. SRCC is one of the most deadly subtypes of colon cancer. This new method has sparked hope in tackling this issue. It is worth mentioning that the new method of examining colorectal cancer was published in the Clinical Cancer Research Journal. The study was led by researcher Nazia Chaudhary from the Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer at Tata Memorial Center. Colorectal cancer or CRC is the third most common cancer in the world and the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths. Colorectal cancer begins in its early stages as a fleshy growth in the colon known as a polyp. An untreated colorectal polyp can develop into colorectal cancer. Colorectal polyps are often classified based on their behavior or cause. They can be benign such as hyperplastic polyps, precancerous such as tubular adenomas, or malignant such as colorectal adenocarcinomas. It is important to note that the colon is a part of the digestive system. It is located at the end of the digestive tract. The colon removes water and salt from the body's solid waste. Recently, on 13th April, Siachen Day was celebrated. This day is a symbol of the bravery and dedication of the Indian Army. It is celebrated especially in memory of Operation Meghdoot. The operation begins on 13th April 1984 after receiving intelligence about a possible military action by Pakistan. Through this operation, the Indian Army established its control over the Siachen Glacier. It is worth mentioning that the Siachen Glacier is the world's highest and most challenging battlefield. It is located in the eastern Karakoram range of the Himalayas. This area is adjacent to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Aksai Chin and the Shaksangam Valley. This region is strategically very important for India as it allows monitoring of enemy activities. Additionally, it controls the routes from Leh to Gilgit, further enhancing its military and strategic significance. For information, the Siachen Glacier is referred to as the third pole due to its highly glaciated region. The maximum temperature during the day here is -40 degrees Celsius. This glacier is also the source of the Nubra River, which is a major tributary of the Shyok River. Recently, the India Justice Report 2025 has been released. The initiative for the India Justice Report 2025 was taken by Tata Trust. This report has been issued based on 4 areas: police, judiciary, prisons and legal aid. According to the report, around 17% of the police stations in the country do not have a single CCTV. Furthermore, the report also mentions that no state, union territory police force fulfills its own reserved quota for women. Additionally, 3 out of 10 police stations do not have a women's help desk. It is noteworthy that Bihar has the highest representation of women in its state police. The report also states that the prisons in Uttar Pradesh are the most overcrowded. On the other hand, Tamil Nadu ranks first in prison management. However, Tamil Nadu's performance in legal aid remains poor. The report also mentions that Karnataka is the only state that has fulfilled the quota in both the police and judiciary. Furthermore, it is also stated in the report that Gujarat has the highest number of vacant positions for judges and staff in the High Court. It is significant to mention that in India, the police came under the state list. That's all for now in this bulletin. After the news, let's take a quick look at 5 questions related to the bulletin. Consider the following statements regarding Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He chaired the drafting committee for the Constitution. One of his major works is Annihilation of Caste. The Mahat Satyagraha led by Dr. Ambedkar took place on 20th March 1917. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding the Scheduled Caste Rationalization of Reservation Act 2025. Tamil Nadu is the first state to implement it. Under this act, scheduled castes are divided into 3 groups for reservation. It provides for giving appropriate opportunities in education and employment to the most backward section. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding the biomass mission. This mission will be launched on 29th April 2025. It is ESA's 7th Earth Explorer satellite mission. Its purpose is to create a map of the world's forest. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none of these. Consider the following statements regarding the Garbhanga Wildlife Sanctuary. It is located in the city of Guwahati, Assam. It is situated between the Garbhanga and Rani ranges. It is commonly known for the one-horned rhinoceros. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Consider the following statements regarding Operation Meghdoot. It began on 13th April 1984. Through it, the Indian Army took control of the Siachen Glacier. The Siachen Glacier is the highest and most difficult battlefield in the world. How many of the above statements are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. Recently, the Bengali New Year, Poila Boisak, was celebrated in India and Bangladesh. It is the first month of the traditional Bengali calendar. Some historians credit King Shashank of Bengal with the initiation of the Bengali calendar. However, there is no contemporary evidence that directly supports this claim. The calendar's origin is based on the Hijri calendar. In 1966, the Bangla Academy in Dhaka formed a committee under the leadership of Muhammad Sahidullah to make the Bengali calendar more accurate. The revised calendar was adopted by Bangladesh in 1987. Recently, a large-scale multilateral exercise, the Africa-India Key Maritime Engagement, was held in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The purpose of IKME is to develop cooperative solutions for common regional maritime challenges. The exercise took place from 13th to 18th April. Countries including Comoros, Djibouti, Kenya, Madagascar, Mauritius, Mozambique, Seychelles, South Africa, along with co-host India and Tanzania participated. This exercise will focus on strengthening maritime security cooperation among the participating nations. IKME is a Sanskrit word meaning unity. Recently, the INS Tarini was dispatched from Cape Town for the final phase of the Navika Sagar Parikrama second expedition. The purpose of this voyage is to promote maritime sailing in India, showcase the strength and resilience of uniformed Indian women, and highlight India's indigenous shipbuilding capabilities. INS Tarini is expected to reach Goa by the end of May 2025. This ambitious circumnavigation of the world is led by two female officers of the Indian Navy, Lieutenant Commander Rupa A and Lieutenant Commander Dilna K. The journey begins in 2024 on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti from Goa. Recently, there was another eruption at Mount Levotobi volcano, leading Indonesia to issue an orange alert for aviation services. An orange alert is issued when there is severe weather deterioration. Aircraft are restricted from flying below 5,000 meters around areas near Mount Levotobi. This volcano is located in Indonesia's Nusa Tenggara province, part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region around the Pacific Ocean where there are frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Recently renowned Kathak dancer and Padma Vibhushan awardee Kumudini Lakhia passed away. People lovingly called her Kumiben. She was born on May 17, 1930 in Ahmedabad. She initially trained under Pandit Sundar Prasad of the Jaipur Gharana and later learned dance from Pandit Shambhu Maharaj of the Lucknow Gharana, worked with Pandit Birju Maharaj. Throughout her Kathak dance and teaching career, she was honored with numerous awards. In 2025, she was awarded the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian award. Recently, the joint military exercise Dust Link was launched between India and Uzbekistan. The exercise is being held in Pune, India from 16th to 28th April 2025. A 60-member Indian contingent represented by the Jat Regiment and a battalion of the Indian Air Force is participating, while Uzbekistan's military personnel are also part of the exercise. This annual joint military exercise alternates between India and Uzbekistan. This year's exercise is themed around joint multi-domain sub-conventional operations in semi-urban landscapes. On 15th April 2025, Himachal Pradesh Day was celebrated. This day commemorates the day when Himachal Pradesh was designated as an Indian province after independence. On 15th April 1948, Himachal Pradesh was established as a Chief Commissioner's province. Later, on 1st November 1956, it became a union territory. However, on 18th December 1970, the Parliament passed the Himachal Pradesh State Act, and on 25th January 1971, Himachal Pradesh was officially designated as the 18th state of India. Recently, the Banarasi Shehnai was granted a GI tag. The Shehnai is a traditional wind instrument rooted in the classical music of the Banaras Gharana. It gained national fame through Ustad Bismillah Khan, who played the Shehnai at the Red Fort on India's first Independence Day. This instrument is considered divine and auspicious, often played at weddings, religious ceremonies, and temple rituals. It reflects the spiritual and artistic character of Varanasi and contributes to the city's unique cultural identity.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.